Good.
I'd like to make just a few closing remarks, and then I have a blessing for you, and then we do want to take a photo of the whole group before we depart. One of the reasons that this has been such an important event for our school is that we place a lot of value in building a global community. We want to prepare our students for a global community. We realize that it's a wonderful thing that our world is becoming much closer and we're able to interact so well with one another. And so having you here interspersed with our students for this short time was very important. Many of our teachers were very impressed, as were we, with how much you interacted with our students. And we heard that this morning in chapel, and we really appreciate that you work very hard at mixing with our students and getting to know them a little bit. And so we appreciate that. We hope that you've learned something. We hope that you have grown a little bit by being here and by interacting with us and observing the rather unusual way that we do things here in America. We certainly have grown in these 2 weeks. We have learned a lot from you. We will be much better people because you were here, and we appreciate you sharing your lives with us. So we hope that this was a mutual growing together, that you are a better person for being here. We certainly are better people for you being here, and so we appreciate that. As I think of words to describe you, your group, from what I hear from teachers and what I have observed, you're a very friendly group. You have a lot of energy. I remember you getting off the van when you first arrived. It was a little like bumblebees. You were jumping all around. You were so excited to be here, and we were happy to see that you came with a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. And that translated into you being very friendly with our students, and hopefully they welcomed you here as well. That is a very good trait. Continue to be friendly. Continue to reach out to other people and get to know other people. You always grow when you do that. I also think of the word creative. Many people have commented on gingerbread creations because these are actually very creative. As we watched you take materials and just think about what you could do with that, you showed a lot of creativity. In your chapel presentations and in your capstone projects, you showed a lot of creativity. Continue to be creative. Continue to dream about what you can do with your gifts and use your gifts well. One of the things I really appreciate is that you really poured yourself into this experience. And if you don't know what that means, someone could try to translate that in Korean. But you really put yourself into this experience. You didn't sit back and say, I don't really want to be a part of this. You were into every part of the experience, and that's what made it such a good, successful experience. Thank you. And as you go through life, anytime you face an opportunity, continue to pour yourself into that. We are so grateful for the many people we've recognized, our guests, but the many people who've helped make this happen. The students came back from Dock Woods just very excited about their opportunity to interact with you. Thank you so much for welcoming them and getting to know them. That was a marvelous way of connecting with our two communities. We're so appreciative of all the people we've recognized, of Mr. Hackman, who worked very hard with all these folks to pull together this event and to help plan this event. So we really haven't properly recognized Mr. Hackman. Thank you, Mr. Doug Hackman. Ms. Durstein was with you every day, and we really appreciate all that she put into planning and interacting with you. And you will always remember her, I suspect. And so we appreciate her. And all of our faculty and host families, several of the host families are still here. We really appreciate you opening your homes and allowing yourselves, your worlds to be brought on through this experience. Even though you will go back to Korea, we want to keep in touch. We will certainly miss you, but with the wonderful world of technology, hopefully we can stay connected. I really expect that someday we will meet some of you again, maybe as you come to college in the United States and you remember, oh, there was a school we visited one time, and you may come and visit us. You may even come here to go to school. That would be wonderful too. But we look forward to maybe seeing you someday. Maybe some of these folks will visit Korea and stop in and see you as well. You will always be in our hearts. We will always remember you, and so that part will always be here. So thank you so much for making this a very rich 2 weeks. I have a little personal part here too, because we hosted some of you, and that was very meaningful to us to be able to welcome you into our homes. And you're such gracious people. Thank you so much. And I really do pray and hope that you will be very successful, that you will do very well in your schooling and whatever you are led to after that. In our faith tradition, we often will close with a blessing, and I would like to do that today if I could. So this comes from our faith tradition, that I would just like to say a blessing for each one of you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And we hope that you go in peace from Christopher Dock Mennonite High School. I want to just take a moment to make a couple of announcements.